Imagine walking into your friend's house. TV is on, their makeup is still on the counter, their cigarettes are still sitting in the ashtray. But your friend, gone. No note, no witnesses, and no sign of them for over 30 years. And yeah, I'm going here.
If your power goes out, remain.
Welcome to the graveyard.
Everyone in the theater went, oh!
No, I don't smoke cigs.
You can't just sit down and watch it.
Take personal security precautions to avoid becoming a victim of an attack.
This is the Supernaturals podcast on the SPN network.
Welcome back. Chill out, relax.
All over me.
Way to catch yourself.
Pause.
Like, actually?
No, because I said all over me.
Oh. Welcome back to another episode of the Supernaturals. We're your hosts, Cal, Jake. Still hate saying it like that. That order.
Yeah, wow.
The order
Okay.
just doesn't make sense to me.
2
It doesn't
years in,
flow-
guys. 3 seasons, and he hates saying my name.
First.
Unbelievable.
I was
bro.
born first, so relax. All right.
Cal's putting in application for a new partner.
He's like, yeah, I'm putting in my 2 weeks today.
Hell no. Anyway, this
Guys.
is my baby.
All right, you can edit and do all that and see how far you get.
Yeah, and then you can write all these episodes and see how far you get. Anyway.
It's a give and take here.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yes, and we're back again with another Unsolved Mysteries episode.
Oh, I love Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes.
And we know you do too.
Yeah, they're some of our most listened to episodes.
They're just so interesting because there's so many avenues you can go down of just theorizing everything and like all the endless possibilities that can happen.
I think that's what the beauty of an Unsolved Mystery episode is because humans can get creative in what happened because there is no like ending. You know, there's no set end to the book. You know, the story just keeps going.
It's kind of up for interpretation.
It's basically like if a book, like a story, gave you all these, you know, the whole plot points, characters, everything, and in the middle of a chapter, it just ended.
You would be pissed.
Yeah, you'd absolutely be pissed. But you know, somebody out there, somebody
They're
in
gonna
the
finish
world
that
of
chapter.
7 billion people has the answer, has the ending to that book.
Whether it's right or wrong, it could be entertaining.
No, I'm saying that they have the ending as in they've
Like they
done
truly
it.
know.
Like they're the ones who did it.
Oh, well,
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
unless
Somebody
you're
out
Game
there.
of Thrones.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm trying
They
to
lived it. I get it.
They like killed the people
Yeah.
or they, kidnapped the person or something. Like
They know the ending. I got
like
it.
in Comrade Dobbin
Yes.
with the nerve gas.
Mhm.
Whoever was doing the nerve gas thing, they know.
They know.
But we don't.
True.
We know. Come on. You filthy Russians.
What an episode.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're basically back with another story here that will leave us with more questions than answers. And are you ready to get annoyed because you won't figure out the answer?
Probably.
We are too.
Because I'm going to be sitting there going on and on with all these questions, and I'm going to get told once again, Jake, you're going too fast. You're going too ahead of the story.
Already are.
Sorry, I'm curious. My bad.
No, it's good. It's good. Yep. Continue your train of thought.
I don't know where I was going.
Oh
You
my
derailed
God.
it once again. So
No, here we go. My fault for you going ahead of the game. No, anyway. Before we begin, this story is going to be full of clues and theories. Nobody has any idea what happened, but maybe one day somebody can gather the truth. perhaps one of our listeners. Ooh, actually, imagine how cool that would be. Like we release an Unsolved Mysteries episode and one of our listeners knows something and puts the pieces together and figures it all out. And then it's technically because like of us.
What a wild way to do it. But, more power to you.
I think I'd rather have that than have like an A-list celebrity on. I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
Jake's like, I disagree. I think it'd be cool because it's like.
No, it would be cool. But so would, all right. Well,
think about it.
You forget the A-listers. We need the C-listers that blow us away.
I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
I agree. But I'm just saying, like, I think it's like in terms of the biggest the podcast could go.
Yeah.
I would rather have an Unsolved Mysteries case get solved because of one of our listeners being smart as hell and figuring it out.
That would be really cool.
That'd be the coolest damn thing.
They'd be like, they'd email us and be like, hey, Supernaturals, I solved this. And it was all because you guys helped me find all the clues I needed.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
missing this one piece of information
That'd be insane.
that maybe you found and they couldn't
Yeah.
because you translated something
Yeah.
and found it in the deep, dark depths of the internet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think if there's one time, like a lot of these mysteries and stuff, like this story takes place back in the day, but a lot of time, like these stories, they all take place way back when technology wasn't really the best.
Right. Yeah. They didn't have Instagram or TikTok to scroll
Yeah.
and look through for, news
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. But
You had to go get your local paper and pay
I mean,
whatever
in
it
terms
was.
of the authorities figuring stuff out, like the cameras are everywhere now.
That's
like
true. Security cameras everywhere.
DNA, things like that. So it's a lot easier to solve cases, I think, now.
Which is why it's like, you think about it and you're like, how did these guys not catch serial killers back in the day? This is exactly why.
Yeah.
They didn't have the technology they do, which, I mean, besides, one potential group of people that might still be doing serial killings out there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know because everything is so like overshadowed by politics that a potential serial killer out there is just going to get completely overshadowed.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Isn't that so crazy?
It is.
Anyway.
It's definitely a haunting thought.
Yeah, it is.
Hate to live in Texas right now. That's for sure.
Smiley face killers are at it again. No, I do want to inform everybody that this story is definitely going to piss you off. It is like the most unprofessional way to handle a case. And after hearing the whole thing, you might actually think to yourself, no wonder this is unsolved. So
Quite sad, I'd say too.
oh, dude, you have no idea.
Can you imagine like being like in the family that potentially this has happened to, or some event happens to you and like you pass away randomly and your whole family and friends are looking into your case and authorities just do nothing and just mislead it. And eventually it's just a cold case because no one has found anything.
We actually have a few cases in this season that are very like the authorities messed up.
That's so crazy though. And then you, as a horror lover myself, right? You watch the movies where the dad, the friend is like going the extra mile to try and figure this thing out. And they obviously do because in the movie they always basically succeed in finding whoever or doing whatever. But like that would be me, 100%. I'd be trying to do the extra thing if they're like, oh yeah, nope, sorry, this is closed. You're like, the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Especially because like, I mean, these authorities and stuff like detectives, officials, all that stuff, police officers, these are the people that like their job is to figure this stuff out. So you have to put your trust into them, hoping that, and what about the family that like the family members who decide I'm going to put my trust into the law, like officers and stuff, because this is their job to figure this stuff out.
Matt Murdock out here.
Well, then you find out that it's, they messed up and, DNA's, ruined and things like that. And you're like, oh, so if I did this myself, maybe I could have like avoided those mistakes.
Sure. And to put it in the other perspective as well, not discrediting detectives or law enforcement out there, but people are human. They make mistakes. Things can happen. You can screw up. You just hope it's not on your thing. And you hope that in these tough moments that they don't screw up.
You can definitely screw up, I think. But when you hear this story, you're going to be like, okay, never mind. You're going to take back what you just said. Anyway, with that being said, let's dive into our story today. All right, everybody. Oh, also, do you have any theories as to why there is a wad of cash, ground cinnamon, and some keys on our desk today?
Well, I mean, you alluded to spicing things up quite often today, and I kind of took that as a interesting saying that you did,
because you never. I was about to wear.
Well, yeah, you're like, I'm gonna spice this up, and then you put a spice on the back counter here.
Yeah, the two are completely unrelated.
Oh, well. My bad. Guess I'm not the detective I thought.
Oh man. All right. Anyway.
No, I don't.
Oh,
but I would assume that I honestly have no idea. Those things don't even make sense to me right now.
Cool. That's good.
Maybe they do to you. I don't know. Let's find out.
All right. The beginning. Let's dive into our story this week, people. It was back in Springfield, Missouri. The date was June 6th, 1992. Friends Susie Streeter and Stacy McCall had just finished their graduation ceremony from Kickapoo High School at around 4 p.m. Cheryl Levitt, Susie's mother, had attended the graduation ceremony. Cheryl had decided to let the girls have their fun, and so she returned home while Susie and Stacy made the choice to go to a bunch of graduation parties. The high school even set up an alcohol-free lock-in where students could stay the night before going home the following day. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun.
No, it would be fun.
Yeah.
I've never actually done a lock-in, so I can't speak on behalf of it. But
I haven't either. I know.
I mean, in like TV shows and movies, they look like they could kind of be a good time, I guess.
I mean, I think like most of the time, yeah, it's like in a gym.
Yeah,
and they're like people are bringing sleeping bags, and you're just like hanging out, but.
What about being a chaperone to that?
God damn it. You know, people are either going to have alcohol or they're going to be going to the bathroom together.
Yeah. You got to be eagle eye out here.
On watch for sure. Bunch of
Because
teenagers.
if something happens under your watch, the parents are going to come back to the chaperones and be pointing fingers for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so Susie and Stacy did not actually go to the thing. To the lock-in. The Kirbys, a friendly family of Cheryl and Susie. There's a lot of S names. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. Just know, Cheryl and Susie are related. Cheryl and Susie are related. The mom and daughter. Susie and Stacy are best friends. Okay. Got it?
Susie and Stacy are BFFs.
Yeah, and then Cheryl is the mom of Susie. So
there are a lot of ass names.
Yeah, I know. The Kirbys, which is a friendly family of both Cheryl and Susie, had asked Cheryl if she wished to attend dinner with them before they headed over to a neighbor's party. Cheryl actually declined and instead went home. Susie and Stacy, though, planned to skip the high school lock-in and attend the Kirby family neighbor's party. Susie and Stacy not only took pictures of themselves at the parties, but they were also in other classmates' photos throughout the night too.
So proof that they were there.
Were there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They then headed to Janice Kirby, They then headed with Janice Kirby over to the party and spent the majority of the night there. The plan after this party was to head over to the town of Branson, where they would stay in a motel and go to a water park that next morning.
Interesting.
But Stacy's mother, Janice McCall, was adamant that they don't drive there in the middle of the night, especially if alcohol was potentially involved.
That's a good decision.
Yep.
Yeah, good advice there. You know, Branson, never been there, but they're pretty famous for their like theme park there.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I know nothing
it's like
about
big like travel destination for people. My ex used to go there with her family all the time, like every year.
Interesting.
It's like a very popular tourist area, Which is kind of crazy that you've never heard about it.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I'm not really a theme park guy unless it's like Universal or something. So I don't
Fair,
really,
fair.
yeah.
But
Water parks aren't really my thing.
maybe you guys know Branson is it's a hot spot.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, so Branson. At around 10 p.m., Stacy called her mom and told her that they were not going to drive to Branson that night and would instead drive there in the morning. Janice came out and said that the new plan was made, quote, with the understanding that between 8 and 8:30 a.m. the next morning, everyone would get together to go to Whitewater, which is the park.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where was Susie's mother, Cheryl? Well, she was at home, and she was heard from at around 11:30 p.m., where she was on the phone talking to a friend about how she needed to repaint a wardrobe in her bedroom. As for the other girls, they left the Kirby house and headed to their final party of the evening, which was at the home of friend Michelle Elder, who Stacy wasn't friends with anymore. The party was pretty big, and Stacy and Michelle decided to make up.
Just like that?
Just like that. They even made plans to grab dinner on Sunday, June 8th. Around 1:50 a.m., police arrived at the home of Michelle Elder and shut the party down. Michelle asked if Susie and Stacy and Janelle, or Janice, or what the fuck's her name? Janice Kirby. Anyway, I don't know why I had Janelle in here. Sorry. Michelle asked Stacy if Stacy and Janice wanted to stay at her house that night, but they declined and said that they were going to head back to the Kirby house. When they got there, the Kirbys had asked the other two girls if they wanted to spend the night, but after discovering a bunch of passed out relatives and friends, the two girls decided to head back to Cheryl's house. Remember, Cheryl is Susie's mother. There was some conversations about Susie excited to show Stacy her new waterbed, and then they left. That was the night of June 6th. Everybody following along okay? There's a whole lot of moving pieces in this story, so I'm just making sure.
A lot of names.
Trying
to remember.
A lot of people.
How they're connected.
Yes. So that's pretty much it. Just a graduation party.
Yeah. Just bouncing between them.
Yep. Just like how you would, with your town and stuff. And
it was funny when I did my graduation party, we threw ours on an off day so that we could go to all the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
So I could go to B. Because, everyone throws their party on the same freaking day.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
like you kind of have to stay for yours, but you also want to go like hang out with your friends and stuff. So
I know. We did me and Josh, your brother, did
Did you do a combined party?
A combined party.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Casey Jones Park. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like
combined parties are nice though. Because a lot of people show up.
A lot of people show up. Yeah.
I had a combined one at Casey Jones as well.
Hell yeah. All right. So June 7th, 1992. Around 9 a.m. the following morning, the Kirby girl and her boyfriend, Mike, headed to Cheryl's house.
Mike.
They were a little concerned as Susie and Stacy were supposed to show up at the Kirby house earlier that morning, where they would all then carpool to the water park. But then when they failed to show up, Mike chalked it up to them just sleeping in late. Kirby, however, said later, I started getting worried because Stacy, she's so responsible, and so is Susie. I know they wouldn't take off without telling us that they weren't going to Whitewater.
Yeah, that would be kind of odd. If your friends are pretty vocal about like what they're doing, and if they're supposed to meet you, you would assume that they would text you or call you, or they probably didn't have texting back then. Well,
yeah,
maybe. Probably not. 92, right?
Yeah.
No, they would have had to call a landline, but regardless, you probably still would have called, or at least attempted to.
Maybe you had a pager or something.
A pager, or maybe a payphone. I don't know. You would have found a way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Be like, hey guys, we're not going to be able to make it.
And if people are just going to other people's houses, like it's just like a thing. I mean, leave a note.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah, I also messed up a name. So it isn't Janice, it is Janelle. I think I fixed all of it, and then I saw the one I read was one I didn't fix. So it's actually Janelle. My bad. Anyway, Janelle Kirby. Yeah. So when the couple got there, things got a little weird. At
Got where the
the
water
house.
park?
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
house. Yeah, they were going to go to the house. So yeah, because I say that. Yeah. They went to the house so to check up on them. And things got a little weird. They parked on the curb, and the first thing they saw, which gave Janelle a little sign of relief, was that every one of their cars was parked in the driveway. Susie's, Stacy's, and even Cheryl's. Janelle and Mike stepped to the front door and knocked. Mike looked around while they waited and noticed something out of the corner of his eye. A glass lampshade of a port light was shattered across the porch. However, the bulb itself was still intact. When nobody answered the door, they tried the doorknob. To their surprise, the door opened without trouble. They walked around the house, calling out for any of the women, but to no avail. Cheryl and Susie's dog, Cinnamon, a little Yorkshire Terrier, came running towards the guests, barking wildly and seeming agitated.
Cinnamon.
Yes, that's why I got that.
Yeah. It's clicking. It's clocking.
It's not clocking to you guys. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, the dog came out barking and stuff and seemed a little like freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
While Janelle kept looking around but not finding anything, Mike went to the porch to sweep the glass off. He did this because Janelle was barefoot and he didn't want her to cut her feet.
Well, regardless, what a move. Way
Yeah.
to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Be a guy.
Janelle came back, and her and Mike decided that the three women probably walked to breakfast or something. So the two of them decided to leave the house, and suddenly the phone rang.
They're doing a lot of assuming here, that you're assuming your friends do a lot of things.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't at first, not a single time, if you had just seen them, you wouldn't think something happened to them.
True.
You'd be like, oh, they're just, and especially because we don't have cell phones and like they don't have, they're not going to, like, they're just like, oh, they probably just went to breakfast.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, you have your point of leave a note. I would have, if we're going to breakfast and you know that they potentially are coming to the house, right? You could leave a note and be like, hey, we went to breakfast here. Maybe they'll find it. Maybe they won't. But
Yeah.
maybe I'm trying to pick it apart too much. But I don't know. It just seems a little odd.
I don't blame them for.
You don't have to
dipping
tell
out at
people
all.
everything. I get that. But I don't know. Just a thought.
I'm not saying tell them anything. What I'm saying is like, as the friends that showed up, I wouldn't expect the first thought to be, oh my God, my friends are missing.
No, probably not.
That's my point.
Yes. You would probably assume likely things. I
Other
get it.
stuff. Yeah. So anyway,
But with glass shattered on the front, a little odd.
it's strange for sure. That's in my opinion, the biggest red flag. So when the two of them were leaving the home, the phone rang. Janelle figured that it might give the answer to where the women went. So she actually went over and answered the phone. On the other line, there was some creepy breathing, as she described it. When she asked who it was, a man's voice replied and said some gross sexual things, although it was never specified what those were. She hung up the call and it immediately rang again. Janelle answered and it was the same guy. Janelle later described the voice of the man as teenish. Mike and Janelle had enough and got in their car and headed to the nearby Hydra Slide instead of Whitewater for the day. Hours went by, and Janice, who is Stacy's mom, hadn't heard a word from her daughter all day. Before getting worked up, she called some friends that knew the employees at Whitewater Water Park, and she asked them if the girls had ever checked in, and the friends said no. Frightened now, she decided herself that it would be best to go see Cheryl. When she arrived, she immediately opened the door. The dog, Cinnamon, came barreling towards her, crying and barking. When there was no sign of Cheryl, Susie, or her daughter Stacy, Janice searched the home herself. She found all three women's purses together, thinking that there may have been a potential robbery. She checked inside the purses and noticed that there was still $900 in cash in Cheryl's purse, which ruled that out. In fact, nothing seemed out of place at all. She checked the bedrooms, still nothing. That is until she stepped inside of Susie's bedroom. Laid out on the bed were Stacy's clothes from the night before, folded nicely. In the bathroom, there were used makeup wipes and the TV was still on. But it was nothing but static white noise. Janice went to the phone and called the police. She reported 3 missing women and asked for the police to get over there as quickly as possible. When she hung up the phone, Janice noticed that there was a voicemail. She listened to it and described the message as very strange. The problem is, back in the day, some phones would erase messages when they would be listened to at once. And that, unfortunately, happened in this instance.
That's brutal.
So there's a first red flag.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I didn't really have those types of answering machines that I can remember that would do that.
Yeah.
I definitely have. Actually, that's not true. I think in my old house growing up, we had an answering machine that if you listened to the message, it would be deleted. Like someone listened to it and heard it, so you better wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's so strange.
Well,
all these things are.
I think
where's some clues here.
I think that this just like it just chalks it up to
something went wrong last night.
Well, yeah, but the people who are just coming into the house, like they're fucking shit up, erasing voice messages, doing so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're tampering with a crime scene inadvertently, right?
Yes.
On accident.
Yeah.
Tough.
So, anyway, when the police arrived, Janice was there and told them about the message. They were very interested in the message and believed it was unrelated to the prank calls that Janelle received while she was at the residence earlier that morning. In fact, police believed that the call could have been a major clue to finding the women. But apparently, Janice called some of her friends to come over because according to Officer Rick Bookout, he said, "When I arrived, the first thing I noticed were several people in the yard. The door was open and people were coming in and outside of the house."
Okay.
What the hell? She's just like, oh, I need to figure this out. So I'm going to call everybody I know. And we're going to go through, look through all this stuff before police even get here.
Yeah, that's not the smartest thing to do.
So police ordered everybody to leave as they searched the home. They found that there were no signs of a struggle other than the smashed porch light. But police were irritated as the potential crime scene had been completely contaminated. 10 to 20 people had come to the house and helped tidy up the mess from the night before, which unfortunately could have held clues to what happened to the women. The only weird things the police had uncovered in their search for the home was a bent blind in Susie's bedroom, but they said that could have been just like that. I literally have a bent blind in my room, and that's been there ever since we started renting the house. So,
yeah, I could see that, but
and just one blind bent.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's anything weird in my opinion.
No, blinds get
bent.
Yeah.
The other weird thing was that Cheryl's bed looked like it had been slept in, and all personal property was left behind. This included their cars, their money, their keys, cigarettes, and even the little puppy Cinnamon. And when the women never showed up for their doctor's appointments and jobs that they had scheduled for the following day, it seemed like Cinnamon was the only witness to the Springfield 3's disappearance.
Which is so helpful.
Isn't that kind of like creepy to think about though? Like the dog witnessed something.
Yeah.
The dog has the answers. Mm-hmm. Now, I do know that AI, like what we're doing is like one of the things that I was reading about the other day. I like reading about AI, seeing what are some of the things that could do to like benefit humanity. Because I already know, worst case scenario is Skynet, Terminator, but I do think the benefits of it. I know one of the things they said that we're going to be able to do here in the next couple of years is actually talk to animals. Said like there's some kind of weird thing they're able to determine, like a dog when they whine, they'll be able to decide whether it's like pain or not, and like so it's a whole thing. But like, imagine in the future if a crime happens and the dog is still there, hook them up to a little thing and just be like, "What happened?" You know what I mean? Play its memories like I don't know. I that would be crazy to see. So anyway, yeah, that's the story though, right there. I mean, there's obviously more to it, but
Yeah,
We'll take a
I just
break
don't
for a
understand why you would think it's a good idea to get everyone involved and try and just like go through people's stuff just to figure out where they had gone.
So the only reason that I would say that I kind of get it is because like not a single person is thinking this is a crime scene.
Yeah, true. I mean,
You just
it's
had
too early. It's too early.
You just had graduation.
Yeah.
There's no blood. There's no like sign of a struggle. It just looked like you just had like a little party there.
Yeah. No, that is fair. That's a fair point.
So then it's like, what, like, I think that if you're friends of like your neighbors or something, if you go over there and you're like, oh, I can be a good neighbor and help tidy up a little bit. I'm like, it's frustrating, believe me, but it's also like, I kind of see where they're coming from.
Sure.
And just trying to be a good neighbor. But also, if you call the freaking police, you know that something went down.
Right.
So you probably should just like not touch shit.
Yeah, because now your fingerprints are all over everything.
All over it. You and 20 other people that you invited. Yeah.
And now, as a authority, you're probably hella confused.
You probably get there and you're like, what is this, a party?
Yeah.
Am I here to shut down a party? I thought I was here finding 3 missing women.
Right.
So.
Things aren't adding.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. It's freaking soul, dude, is in my freaking way. Oh. Wonder what our dog's thinking. Probably, oh man, I'm so tired from doing nothing all day.
I feel that. I'm exhausted.
Trying to get comfy here. Okay. Later developments. Months went by with no leads. A completely contaminated crime scene, including a deleted voice message, could have sealed the fate of the 3 women. The unfortunate thing is that it seems like people online wish to blame Janice for her crime scene mishap. But let's not forget that she probably wasn't even aware that the home was a crime scene. What do you think?
Completely agree. And the moment you probably aren't thinking that, right? You're probably thinking, oh, they have a voicemail, like maybe they called the house. And so you're thinking, I'll just listen to it real quick and see what's up.
Yeah.
And then you accidentally fuck it up.
Yeah.
Without that ill intent, And then the authorities come because someone called the cops and they're like, right. But so she did. And now they're like, where's this voice message? And you're like, oh shit. I didn't even mean to delete anything. Like I was just seeing if they called the house or whatever, Mm-hmm. And then they're like, well, we could have used this. And now you're probably thinking, oh shit, that's on me. But you can't know. It's the hindsight there, right?
Exactly. And I think that that's what, like, why I mentioned that she was the one who called the police is because you can tell there's no ill will there. Like she wanted to find out what happened to her daughter and her friend.
Exactly.
And her friend's daughter. And so, I mean, yeah, she probably tried to help in the best way that she knew how. But in our reality, yeah, I mean, she ruined the crime scene.
There were no cell phones. There's no text messaging. There's, hey, maybe they called the house because they know our landline number, right? Yeah. So it's hard to say, and it's easy to point a finger at somebody when they mess up, and you've seen it from the outside, right? I just feel like it's kind of hard to judge, and it kind of sucks that people thought that and jumped to the conclusion for her mishap when accidents happen.
Well, it is also kind of interesting how it's the twist on what you brought up earlier when you're like, police, like officers and detectives are allowed to make mistakes, although it's at like a higher, like, I guess there's way more at stake. It's not like if I make a mistake,
depending on the case. Yeah.
But like if I make a mistake, like doing this, it's okay. It's like probably a typo or something, or maybe I messed up a name like I did earlier with Janice and Janelle or whatever I said. But I can just quickly say, okay, I can fix that. And guess what? Now it's Janelle throughout the entire episode. right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like an investigation, especially a potential murder investigation or a kidnapping or something like that, if you mess up to the point where just a little bit, it could ruin the whole thing.
It could.
So what I'm saying is like, you're saying like an officer or a detective is able to make those mistakes. I mean, it's going to happen. It's bound to happen. We are human beings, but looking at it from her standpoint where she's not even meant to like be in a position to where she could make a mistake like that. And unfortunately she did. Yeah. And it potentially ruined the whole thing.
No, I completely agree. It's just, when I think about it, I think of if a detective makes a mistake, it's because they ruined evidence after already being on the case or something like that. Maybe because they're usually not the ones involved prior. There's usually someone that calls the cops, is around a potential accident, event, whatever, that then don't touch anything because the coroners or the detectives and the police have to get there and look through things and make sure everything's taped off so things don't get contaminated. In the moment you're sitting there, people are in the house, you're wondering where the hell everybody is. You're seeing all their stuff laying there and you're just going to your answering machine, not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
It's a tough scenario.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what I would do. I probably would have gone to the answering machine and been like, did anyone call?
Yeah.
And then it deletes and you're like, your eyes just, go big and you're like, oh.
Yeah. I know. Oh, it's gotta be like the most like heart dropping moment where you go, that was strange. And then you're like, let me listen to it again. And you go, oh my God, they don't have the voice thing. Like, cause again, yeah. I mean, how could she know it was going to delete? Like only certain models of like home phones had that.
Right.
So like hers is like one that, kept the voicemails.
Right.
How could she know that Cheryl's was one that deletes it?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so New Year's Eve. So a little bit later down, New Year's Eve hit in 1992. And there used to be a thing called America's Most Wanted Hotline, where people would listen to stories, kind of like we are now. And then people who may know something would call in and say what they know.
So it's like just a tip line nowadays, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So on the show that night, they described the events of the missing Springfield 3, which is what this case is called. They received a call from a young man who said he had information about where the women were. The host told the man to wait a moment as he connected the Springfield Police Department on the call. Well, the switchboard operator who was responsible for doing that accidentally disconnected the caller. When the host realized it, he grew upset and pleaded that the man call him back, although he never did. Remember what I said earlier about this case pissing you off?
Is it coming?
Huh?
Is it coming?
No, I'm saying like what just happened.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that it could be a potential piece of evidence is being thrown out of the window. Some guy calls and says, hey, by the way, I have information on the 3 women. Mm-hmm. I want to call in and talk to the guy. And not even him. He didn't just hang up. The other guy who's doing the show didn't do anything wrong. It's the switchboard operator who was just supposed to hit a switch and it would connect the call. Mm-hmm. He messed up. And because of that, now that information's gone. Yep. So we got
that's true.
Deleted voicemails.
It's just piling things up.
Exactly.
And that's why I was sitting here going, is more coming? Because like it just keeps building into a pile of like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm just like, okay, so now you've got a mess up with the answering machine.
You got like 20 people contaminating everything, trying to clean up.
You got the switch operator fucking up.
You got Mike cleaning up the glass, which like
that just seemed like a nice thing to do, though. You know what I mean?
That's my point. Is that it really is like, dude, it's like any little thing can screw this up. But like, let's say Mike went in and cleaned up the glass. Let's say it had DNA fingerprints on it or something. Okay, that one is like okay. But then you have the other mom, Janice, coming in and deleting the voicemail, which could have done something. You have her inviting all of her friends, contaminating everything by trying to clean up the house.
Yep.
Then you have the switch operator guy who just effed up his job.
He hit the wrong button. He missed the plug.
It's literally like everything that could have gone wrong in this investigation went wrong.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there was no way in hell with this kind of luck in an investigation. There's no way that these women were going to be found.
No, not at all. You can't.
There was nothing to go on.
Isn't it back in the day, like the actual switch operators would have to actually literally plug a line into a different line?
I think so. I don't know if that happened during the 90s though.
I can't.
Was it gone during the 90s?
I don't know. But imagine you're like sitting there on your job. You're having a bad day. Something comes on and you're like, oh shit, let me connect you. And you just accidentally plug it into the wrong one.
Yeah.
Like that's one of those screw ups that I can understand. It is like it's a bad mess up. Don't get me wrong, but like you can just screw up.
Yeah.
Like it happens.
Well,
it's just quite unfortunate. The stakes are higher right now.
Oh, the dude, and that's what sucks too. Is like every one of these mistakes, in my opinion, like can be justified.
I know
the whole thing about inviting 20 people over to a house and like trying to clean up. That's dumb. I'll give you that. That's
just clean
stupid.
it up by yourself, or you know what I mean.
Just don't clean it up. Like maybe like put a plate away if there's like a plate out or something. But like you don't have to be like folding clothes and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just dumb. That's just me though.
Like let me just call everybody I know around the neighborhood and come help clean up the house.
Yeah. Right.
Ridiculous.
But maybe that's what it was like a tight knit community. I don't know. Maybe people would help do that. Maybe they've done it before.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like a family had to leave for a night or something and they're like, oh, they're gone. Like I'll go help clean them up. I don't know. Like we don't live in that town. We don't know.
It was also a different time.
Exactly.
Like people were definitely more neighborly and closer back in the day, I'd say, than they are now.
I saw a study actually, and it said that back in the day, people would be friends with their neighbors about like 87% of the time. Nowadays, it's like 12%. Like you don't know your neighbors.
Right now, we know our neighbors, but we don't really
hang out with them.
No, talk to them at all.
Yeah, I know.
But mostly because we live around people that are always gone.
Or older than us. They're just like way older than us. And
I bet if we lived around people more our age,
it'd be better.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hard to say though.
I don't know. A lot of people our age are a bunch of douchebags. So.
True. True.
That's a joke. Kind of. Not really. But anyway. So in 1997, 1997, by the way.
5 years later.
Yes. Both Cheryl and Susie were declared legally deceased.
You can just do that after 5 years?
I think it's just after there's just nothing found. Missing persons case just kind of like ends.
You know, what about those cases where people go missing, but that they come back like 15 years later because they were just like held captive?
I guess they're alive.
But are they still like declared deceased at that point too?
No, I think there's a legal way to like bring them back from the dead.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird, but I mean, if you're alive, well, you're alive.
Yeah, obviously.
The proof is right there. You know what I mean?
But it's just like, you know, when I would assume when you declare someone like deceased, there's like death certificates that come into play and all that type of thing. That, like you have to handle all. Maybe they had a bank account. Maybe they had a car in their name. You know, there's a lot in that goes into that. So like,
I know you.
And then when they come back, like if they come back,
probably don't get that back.
That's insane.
I don't know though.
I mean, I don't either. That's
that
just
could
like
be
a
something
crazy,
to look into.
Crazy question.
I'd like to see
I
that.
always like just wonder that.
If you guys know the answer to that, let us know because that's pretty interesting. So yeah, the next tip didn't come until 2007.
Whoa. What a time jump there.
Yeah, right. That's another 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
When police received an anonymous tip that the women's bodies were buried in the foundations of a parking garage at Cox Hospital, a crime reporter named Kathy Bairn decided to investigate further. She hired a mechanical engineer named Rick Norland, who was able to use GPS scanning of the site's foundations. And in the scan, they found 3 anomalies.
Wow.
They were all around the same size, and 2 were parallel, and the third was perpendicular.
Odd.
When Kathy brought her findings to the Springfield Police Department, they asked about the tip of the findings. The person on the phone did not say their name, but they had stated that they were a psychic and saw the bodies in their dreams before hanging up. The police department spokesperson, Linda Cox, looked at the anomalies and found that the area where they were was, in fact, deep within the foundations, and digging them up would be extremely costly. She chalked up the phone call to having no proof of the fact. You know, even though a random freaking phone call pointed out the exact direction where 3 anomalies were, but you're too money hungry to close a case. No, yeah, totally.
God, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
If I was the family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could potentially have some closure here.
Yep.
And because you don't want to dig up the foundation for a parking garage. A parking garage? Come on.
Yep. So, sadly, I do believe that right there in that parking garage, the bodies of the Springfield 3 are buried. But this case will always be open because of the greed of others. It's a sad story, and it sure does make you angry.
No doubt. I just think it's crazy that the tip that came in is, you know, some anonymous person claiming they saw it in a dream, or like, that's insane.
I think that could be something, but I got to be honest. I think the guy
who did it
has been trying to tell people he's done it for years. He called.
See, that's what I thought too. It's like, you call them and you tip them off because you're just like, find them. You know what I mean?
He called the home phone when Janelle was there with Mike, and she said he sounded teenish. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was one of the classmates in the graduation.
Sure.
Then you fast forward a few years, or the end of that year, and the guy tries to call the hotline.
Mm-hmm.
When the other people screwed up, he probably got cold feet and was like, never mind, I don't want to tell them.
Yeah, he's like, this was a blessing in disguise. Like, I got disconnected. Let's just keep it to myself. Take it to the grave.
And then I think that 10 years goes by and he goes, I think I'm going to tell people where they are, but I'm going to say I'm a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably did that. And then next thing you know, he's safe because nobody's going to go look.
It's crazy.
So they're just in a parking garage. Isn't that insane, dude? Anyway, there's more here.
If that theory is, I mean, that's the most believable, like,
that's
theory
my
to
working
me.
theory. Yeah.
Like, that could make sense. Like, I could see that being a possibility.
Yep. I know, dude.
And it's like eating away at you, and you just have to tell somebody. And what better way to do it than the anonymous tip line?
Yeah. I know, man. Some wild stuff.
But if you would think that was the case, why 10-year gap?
I don't know, but it's like, I mean, we've seen it through a bunch of these cases where serial killers just have to like unburden themselves.
Oh, of course. I mean, like,
we'll see it when we talk about the Zodiac, because the Zodiac, that's coming up, by the way, big 2-part episode. Awesome.
They do want people to know.
They want the credibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe certain of them, some of them, they're like, I kind of want to tell people, I kind of don't. And then so this guy, maybe he did it, and then he's like, you know what? My life is going good or something. And he's like, I'm not going to do it. And he just gets cold feet. So I don't know. Yeah, it is a weird thing that serial killers want to tell people how, like, what they did. It's a very strange thing for sure. But anyway, so next we're going to dive into the official suspects, which is pretty wild, to be honest with you. So first up was Susie's ex-boyfriend, Dustin Rekla. Apparently, a month or so before the disappearance, Dustin and his friends broke into a museum and stole $30 worth of gold fillings from skulls that were on exhibit. Wild crime. Just insane.
This is the first we're hearing of this guy, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, they broke up about a month before, so he was not in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Susie had apparently given a statement about Dustin and the stealing of his gold teeth when it happened, like of the gold teeth. She was even supposed to testify in court, and it was said that Dustin and his friends were out on the night of her disappearance, leaving him to be suspect number 1. But when there wasn't enough evidence, he was let go and only charged for the stealing of the gold fillings.
Interesting.
The theory in that one, though, it's basically like she was supposed to testify in court about the gold fillings.
Mm-hmm. And then she goes missing.
Exactly. The theory is maybe...
Yeah, but that just seems like such a petty thing to kill somebody over, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you were supposed to testify, big whoop. I might, have community service for a while or whatever.
I mean, yeah, he still got charged. So it's like it didn't
really matter.
Anyway.
So it's like,
yeah,
that doesn't really add up to me.
Yeah.
It just seems too little of a thing.
I would agree. But he was suspect number 1. Always got to look at the boyfriend,
Yeah.
So next was Larry Dwayne Hall. He was a serial killer who traveled the Midwest looking for historical reenactments of the Civil War. Before we keep talking about Larry, I want to say, what the hell is with these suspects? Like, the first guy was stealing gold fillings from skulls in a museum. Now this other guy is killing people and targeting cities based on where the next Civil War LARPing event is. What the fuck? It's like none of it's normal.
No. And then you think like, okay, sure. There's no mentioning of them even being interested in the LARPing event anyway. So,
well, it's because he was just
he's in the city.
Yeah.
But like, you would think that he would probably target people that are more into the event or whatever, Well, just 3 random people. Maybe that is why he did that. I don't know. In the mind of a serial killer.
I actually have your answer for you. So Larry Hall was actually believed to have abducted, raped, tortured, and murdered dozens of young girls and women.
Well, there you have it, folks.
And on the afternoon of June 6th, 1992, when the women were disappeared, there were 2 battle reenactments, one in the morning and one in the afternoon in Pleasant Hope, Missouri. Well, guess what? That town is located about 30 minutes north of Springfield.
Well, there you have it. Now, one thing that's interesting, though, is...
Yeah.
How are you not suspect number 1?
Because you got to look at the boyfriend.
I get it. But, like, come on. I mean, he didn't really have an alibi for where he was, so I guess that's why he's suspect 1. But...
yeah.
It's so crazy that you're like, it seems like almost like a far reach right now.
For the boyfriend?
No, for the serial killer.
Oh, why?
Because it's just like, oh yeah, he might have happened to be there.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there any proof that he was actually in the town?
In the town, no. But he was if you're looking at his track record, he followed the reenactments. And there were 2 reenactments that were about 30 minutes away. Who's to say he didn't just drive to the town, find out that, a bunch of like high school kids were graduating and he's like, oh.
That's true. I mean, you never know. Well, it just seems like you're going to drive 30 minutes to this town.
Yeah, right.
Just like, aren't you already in a town?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. That one just isn't clicking in my head.
It's not clocking to you, is it? No. So it seems like Larry could have done it, right?
Maybe.
Jake doesn't think so, but there was actually an FBI operative that was tasked with befriending Larry in prison years later in hopes of finding more details about his crimes. Larry he
probably did say what he did.
So Larry did exactly that.
He probably never claimed to have even known or done those crimes.
Yeah, he admitted very graphic details about the things he had done, and it helped investigators find more bodies of victims that he had actually murdered. But there was no information about the Springfield 3. And apparently, Larry had a map of all of his victims, but it has never been found. Larry is still incarcerated today.
Interesting.
Yes.
Since we, just watched that movie last night about getting revenge, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like it was some sort of classmate whether or not it's, the ex-boyfriend or not,
Yeah.
that maybe screwed up.
Yeah.
Killed them by accident, on purpose. Who knows? Covered it up, threw them in a ditch, put them in a hole that eventually saved by the graces of God because it got a parking garage over it.
Yeah. But it is also interesting though, because it's like no sign of a struggle. Like what happened to him? Like
that's why I think it was an accident. Like maybe he just like hit him with a car.
Okay. But then there'd still be signs of that in the street and stuff. That's what I'm saying is like these women
maybe, I don't know,
vanished.
Yeah.
All their stuff was still like, I remember reading
you're going nowhere or anywhere without your purse.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I was reading a Reddit theory, and it was like this guy. He's like, oh, well, I think maybe the like somebody like a family friend or something came along and was like, oh, like guys, let's go get ice cream or something. And then he like took them but even in that situation, you're not going to leave your purse and all your stuff like to go get ice cream and your money. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like how these three women just vanished. No sign of a struggle. It basically is like they probably wouldn't leave their house without their items, their purse, any of that.
But if someone took them forcefully, you would have seen it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. So it's like, it is like, what the hell happened? I mean, you can say, yeah, okay, there's probably a serial killer and maybe a teenager did something, but how do you get to the point where they're no longer in the house, but they don't have their stuff? Nobody put it back. Nobody did. Like there was like the DNA on the purses and stuff is like, it was all them. It's not anybody else.
And their cars were still there.
Cars are still there. Nothing was out of place. So how, it just doesn't make sense. They just vanished.
It is bizarre.
Anyway, so the next suspect is Robert Craig Cox. Now, before we continue, it does seem a bit strange that the name Cox has showed up not once, not twice, but 3 times in this story. And we're also talking about the Springfield 3. Get it?
Because of his name being...
His last name is Cox.
3 letters.
The hospital, Cox. It was like Cox Hospital.
Yeah.
And the lady who was the spokesperson of the Springfield office who told everybody not to ruin the parking garage because it's not worth it. Her last name is, guess what? Cox.
That is bizarre.
A lot of Cox.
But that is kind of crazy that her name is that.
And it's the Springfield 3. Whoa.
Three times you hear that name. 3 letters in the name.
And 3 victims.
Crazy. Coincidence? I don't know.
It is weird to think about. Anyway, I doubt there's any connection to anything, but it is definitely a weird coincidence.
But sometimes those are like the most fascinating to think about because you're like, why does it line up like that? You know what I mean?
We all know about coincidences on this show.
Yeah, we do.
But anyway, Robert Cox, who was imprisoned in 1997 in Texas, had told journalists that he actually knew of 3 women who had been murdered and their bodies would never be recovered. Well, in 1992, Cox had been living in Springfield. He was actually investigated in 1992 for the disappearances, but he and his girlfriend had told investigators that they were at church the morning after. However, his girlfriend later retracted her statement, saying that Robert told her to say that. Robert then said that he was at his parents' house the night before. His parents confirmed the alibi. It is possible that Cox could have been the reason for the missing Springfield 3, but odds are we will never know. Oh yeah, and it's worth mentioning that Robert was arrested and is now in prison because he murdered and kidnapped a few women.
Kind of tracks.
Yeah, what do you think of that one? Think that's the most likely?
I mean, maybe. I'm sitting here thinking, like, if you're telling someone to tell people something, you done something wrong. You did.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was them specifically, who knows? But he was up to some shady shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And then he gets put in prison for murders anyway. So it's like he could have done it.
Yeah.
And saying that weird statement, saying that bodies wouldn't be recovered.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
Also not elaborating on that at all. He's like, I'm basically like, I know of 3 women who disappeared in the area. their bodies won't be found. And then he just leaves it at that.
That's oddly specific, very
Suspect.
cryptic.
Yes.
How are you not looked into further?
So that's the thing is it's he had an alibi, and then they find out, oh shit, wait, so the girlfriend wasn't telling the truth, and then they're like, oh, okay, he's back on the suspect list.
But then,
And then
they
all
go
of
to
a
his
sudden-
parents and they say he was
And
with them.
they're like, oh, he's such a good boy. It's like, no, old lady.
But are you not there, like sitting there, scratching your head, going, "This guy said something that wasn't true."
Yeah.
The girlfriend retracted her statement, and now you're going to the parents. Who's to say he didn't tell them either?
Yeah. I know.
Doesn't.
But that's the thing is,
doesn't
like,
make any sense.
if you have an alibi, it is kind of hard to do something.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can check because like everybody has like recordings and stuff like that. But back in the day, dude, if you said you were someplace and somebody
Like,
said,
you
yeah,
just
he's
gotta
there,
kind of believe it.
you just,
right?
I mean, yeah, unless evidence points to something different. Yeah, I mean, that's the way the story is.
That's why there were so many serial killers back in the day.
Mm-hmm. So the
And-
final suspect is Gerald Carnahan. This guy is apparently the most likely of suspects for many authorities and investigators.
The most likely, but he's number 4.
That's for last, dude.
Yeah.
Carnahan was convicted for the rape and murder of Jackie Johns in 1985. The conviction itself would actually take hold 15 years later. Carnahan was a part of the Galloping Goose motorcycle gang. Carnahan had also abducted another young woman a few years after Johns' murder. It is also worth mentioning multiple members of the Galloping Goose gang were rapists and murderers. And Gerald's best friend in the gang was one Stephen Garrison, who was a convicted rapist who apparently gave credible info related to the 3 missing women. This means that maybe Stephen had told Gerald about the woman or vice versa. So how does that, like, what was his name? Stephen, the leader of the gang or whatever, or the buddy in the gang.
Mm-hmm.
He had information about the 3 women. So then he tells his boy Gerald, and then Gerald went and did something. That's what they kind of think happened.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm confused on is, like, okay, the 3 women, they must have had to go, like, gone everywhere together. Because, like, let's say if I'm with my parents, like, all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm occasionally hanging out with a friend or something, and somebody sees me, I mean, what I'm saying is, like, if you have information on somebody, the 3 of them, because one of them was a friend, a family friend, right? Like, it was her friend. So, like, wouldn't it just be the mom and then the daughter? He must have seen them together, all 3 at the same time before the event, and then said, by the way, these 3. And then what? He just so happened, the one guy, Gerald, just so happened to be there the night that the 3 of them were together again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they must have had to be together, like,
A lot.
all the time.
Yeah. It does
Or he
seem
stalked
odd.
them. I mean, that's,
You know, this is why it's tough, because you really wanted them to find the bodies, because there could have been so much further examination on, were they raped? Were they,
yeah.
choked, whatever, assaulted? Doesn't matter. You're going to have more clues than you ever had.
Yep. But nope. We're going to decide to leave
I
them in a garage.
just find it so crazy that there's just no signs of any struggle besides a broken light.
Dude, it's,
And that's not even like a struggle. That's just, you could accidentally hit it.
yeah, that's the mystery of the whole thing. It's like, how do you get these women outside of their house without bringing any belongings, any money, any cars, anything? But then there's no signs of struggle in the house. So, like, couldn't have just taken them away. And another thing, I'm sorry, but if you are like a killer or you're a part of this gang or whatever, and you go in there, like, wouldn't you try to rob them too?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, like, try to get money out of it?
But nope.
I don't know. Am I weird for thinking that? Like, I just feel like
Every time you you see a movie where they
they take the money.
They take their wallet, their watch,
Yeah, everything. Yeah, because it's just more money for you.
unless what if they went out on like a little walk? they just left all their stuff. I mean, I've gone on walks where I just like leave the house.
We're also like men, though.
But
I don't mean that in like a bad way. I'm saying,
but
like,
I mean, like if you're with your girls,
I
your
would
mom,
I would want them to like bring pepper spray and shit.
maybe you think the town's safe.
Also, a walk at like, what time was it? Do you think they would have gone for a walk at like 3 a.m?
Dude, I've done that.
Like I said, we've done that. I'm just saying, like, you just had a long day. You're at graduation. You just went to a bunch of parties. You come back. You have to get up to go to a water park at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you decide I'm going to go for a walk at 3. No. I'm trying to put the pieces together to be like, is it? I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. I'm kind of just talking out loud because I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I can't tell you what happened. I think the most likely is that it was a kid from their class, and he called, like he did something. They knew him, so maybe they trusted him and they left. I don't know why they'd bring the mom along, but they did.
They were going to buy the weed.
Maybe. And then all of a sudden,
they're like, oh, Daniel's got the hookup.
Yeah.
Let's just go meet him real quick.
Yeah.
But then you would think they still would have money and bring their purse or something.
Yeah, right.
So that's like you go down one avenue and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense because they left all their shit.
Everything like contradicts itself. Yeah, it's a tough one for sure. But anyway, so the conclusion here, this is a pretty long episode. Conclusion here. So sadly, as of 2025, the case is still unsolved. If you are interested in hearing more about this case, journalist Anne Rodriguez Jones launched a podcast in 2021 called The Springfield 3, A Small Town Disappearance. Be sure to check that out.
A whole podcast just on this?
Yeah, it's like a 1-season thing.
Oh, wow.
I actually listened to it to prepare for this. So, but we do hope that you enjoyed another Unsolved Mysteries episode of the Supernaturals podcast. We hope that if you do have any kind of insight or information on these 3 missing women, that you come forward and contact the authorities.
Yeah, if you own the parking garage, dig that shit up.
No amount of greed, in my opinion, is worth like
closure for somebody.
Yeah, like morale.
Yeah.
I think that if you really truly are, I just think like, yeah, okay, look out for, what?
Your light's off.
Well, we're almost done. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you did white. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you do have money problems, or like, your money's tied up in something that could potentially, I don't know. I guess like you don't, maybe not. Cause like, I don't know. I might be messed up for saying this. I don't give money to like homeless people every time I see them.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like I don't. I've seen them. I've given money to a homeless guy before, and then I immediately saw him like rip it up, and I was like, "Oh,
just ripped up your money."
Just ripped up my money. He asked for money, and I gave it to him, and he ripped it up.
Why would he do that?
I was trying to impress a girl too. She was in the car, and I was like, "Yeah, watch this." I got a good heart, and then all of a sudden, the guy just ripped it up, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know what that was about for sure, but anyway, yeah, and then. I guess basically what I'm saying is like, I don't think that a parking garage, you got 3 bodies in there.
Potentially, yeah.
You dig it out. Like, what
Something's
the hell?
under there.
It's different than a homeless guy. I use the homeless guy as an example. That's a bad idea. There's bodies in there. Destroy the parking garage, build it back up, deal with it. You own a hospital.
I don't even think you would have to necessarily destroy the whole thing.
It said it was intricate to the foundation. So it kind of would. It makes it a little hard. It's still frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. What do you think? Would you destroy the parking garage just to find 3 bodies, potential bodies? Or would you just say, fuck it. I'm good.
It's just a parking garage.
That's why I'm thinking like, just take it down. Like it can't be that expensive in the grand scheme of things.
Unless it's like a 10-story parking garage. Then I can kind of be like, that's a little like harder to do.
Yeah, you own a hospital though. You overcharge people. Anyway,
yeah, true.
Just use that. I don't know.
Usually, hospital parking garages are 3 to 5 levels, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't know.
And
It's interesting. It's really interesting. So,
anyway, yeah.
well,
so
guys, hope you enjoyed this episode.
hope you
It is.
bared with us for the big part of it.
Yeah.
Pretty beefy episode.
It's been a lot of clues, a lot of, devastating facts.
Yeah.
Some mishaps, accidental things happen, but it's still unsolved, and every day goes by. It's just another day. They could still be under that parking garage. Who knows?
Yep. Anyway. All right. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay cool, stay safe, and stay spooky.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Supernaturals. Be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platforms. See you around the graveyard.